Alright guys, welcome to another install. We're going to be putting on a sequential taillight bar, and as you can see, the new trucks, they don't leave you quite the body gap that you used to have. So we're going to go ahead and set up and test everything before we actually get into the installation. A lot of newer trucks will actually have a sensor, if you will, that when you plug into your port here, it detects a trailer and we'll put the truck in trailer mode. Not every truck does, but right now it's just a good place to test because you got it sitting on your bumper and you're right here by it. So I got John up in the truck. I'm gonna plug it in. All right, John, go ahead and turn it on for me. All right, as you can see, our light came on. Now, you're not gonna have reverse light because we haven't wired that in yet, but go ahead and hit the left blinker. All right, looks good. And the right blinker. All right, now this is also an important step because it tells you the orientation of the bar. You know, if you got this flipped over, left and right are going to be reversed. So now that we got everything checked out, go ahead and cut the truck off. And to get this installed, we're actually going to have to take off the tailgate. And the reason being is I can barely fit my fingers through here. The body lines are just a lot closer than they used to be. The other thing is we're going to hardwire ours for a very specific reason. You don't want to have this plug just kind of chilling out here when you're driving down the road. It's highly convenient for modern truck owners to have this. It makes it way easier to plug in your trailer, but it would just be hanging out there, and we want our installations to be neat and clean. Okay, so I got John up in the cab. He's actually going to check to see if we have any warning lights or if the truck's in trailer mode. So the truck doesn't actually have a trailer mode. So what we're gonna do is stage up. We're gonna take off this tailgate so we can do the installation. We're gonna clean, hardwire it to our taillight and put everything back together, show you what that looks like completed. All right guys, so just something real quick we need to go over before you remove any of the bolts that hold this tailgate on. This has an electronic tailgate mechanism that opens the tailgate. In order to get this off, you have to disconnect the wiring harness, but once you do that, you're not going to be able to access the tailgate any longer because it's going to be locked. So pop it, have a buddy hold it for you, and we're going to go underneath and get that harness off. Push this in. And it's going to still have a little resistance. Just got to pull straight down. Maybe you want to rest this on top of the tire so it doesn't hang up when you go to pull it out. Secure this back in place. So GM did us a favor. They only used 2 bolts to actually hold the tailgate straps down. It's 15mm or a 1/2 inch. Your truck could be different, but for this one, GM did the work for us. We got to take these out, and also what you'll see is there's a retainer inside of here that is keyed, and it also holds the bolt for you. We're gonna get this tailgate off. Now to do that, for these trucks, Silverados and Sierras, start on the passenger side, lift that up, and then this, the driver's side, just pulls straight out. All right, so we're gonna roll this up a little bit. There we go.
Ready?
Yep. Hang on just a second. Pull through that harness, and you're going to want to go ahead and place this in a secure, safe location. So with the tailgate removed, you got complete access to where you need to work. We're going to start off by cleaning this off just with some alcohol and a microfiber. This is just going to make sure that double-sided tape adheres really well to the painted surface. That's ideal. So before you get into a sticky situation with the double-sided tape, you're going to kind of want to aim up where you want this bar to install. And you'll see GM has done a lot of the work for you here. You got these kind of pinch welds right here. You want to be below this hole and just above this ridge here to account for the lip on the bumper. So if you look at the bar, you're going to see where it says 45. That 45 is the exact center of the bar. So GM kind of gave you a helper here with this hole. You just got to kind of line it up in your head. Okay, and once you're good with the placement, we can get ourselves into a really sticky situation and stick it down. What I would do, if you're doing this alone like I am, start from one side, peel it up just a little bit, kind of get it centered, and hold it where you think it's going to work best for you, ideally level with the truck. And again, you got these two risers here that'll help you position. So I'm just going to squeeze this with my hand, start pulling up on that tape. All right, and then you gotta push it and say that's not going anywhere. So it's a done job. Now if you want, you can run this wire up through your bumper, and I'll show you. You don't want to go through the extra steps. You can push this through, put your plate there and call it a day. Now it's up to you. I don't like the way it looks myself, so we're gonna hardwire this, but this is completely an option if that's where you want to stop. But for us, we're gonna push on. So with that mounted, we have to get to the taillight here. All right, gang. So another reason why we're hardwiring it and not going to the backside of the trailer harness, because essentially it's the exact same thing as plugging it in. So on those vehicles that have towing sensing capabilities, it's still going to sense a trailer, right? So we're going to have to go to the taillights. I've already pulled our right side turn signal / brake to the left side taillight. That's going to be the green wire that you're going to see. We're going to show you how to meter the wires to find what you need. So you're looking for turn and brake and reverse. Once you found those two, you plug them up to the harness, or we're going to actually do a poke and splice, and that'll get you taken care of. So let's restage for that, and I'll be right back. All right, truck gang, a couple ways we could go about this. You could go on the internet, get a wiring diagram for your truck. It's almost just as quick to get out your multimeter, find your ground, find your wires, and then tap them. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to be using a multimeter. I'm going to show you how to find your ground wire first, and then we're going to find our other wires from there. So to find your ground wire, we're going to want to put your meter into beep mode, basically. So when you tap these together, it closes the loop, makes the thing beep. So I'm gonna take GM's word on it that black is usually ground. So we're gonna try to go in here. And on your trailer plug here, it's actually marked. It'll tell you what they are. So your first pin on this trailer plug is ground. So we're gonna tap it, and there we go. So we got lucky on the first try. We have our ground wire. So now what I need to do is get my buddy John up in the cab so we can hunt for our other wires. All right, so I think the first one we're gonna hunt for is gonna be our brown wire. You gotta remember to switch your input here. And we're gonna be looking for our running lights. All right, so I found the blinker. It's gonna be a green wire. All right, so our turn signal is gonna be green, our running light is brown, and our reverse light's actually very easy on this truck. It's gonna be this green wire here. So now all we gotta do is carefully, but we're gonna do the poke and splice. So gently with your strippers, pull that wire sheathing back, and then poke the wire through, wrap it, and then secure it with your electrical tape. So we're going to start with our ground wire here. So the white wire that we want to worry about is part of this 4-pin bundle. So that's going to be our ground. This is going to be the one we start with. Now to do this, I've already pulled this corrugated plastic back. We're going to bring out this black wire. Go as far down as you can away from the plug. And gently just pull that. It's okay to try it more than once. Just like that. Alright, and use what you have on hand, right? We're going to be using the meter here. Find the center. Bring yourself out in a nice hole. Alright. Grab your wire, and before you pull that tip off, give it a good little twist. Just like that. Alright, and like that, we're done. Now, I would recommend going ahead and have your buddy John get in there and let's test our connections before we throw this taillight back on. Okay, so now that we've got everything tested and it's working wonderfully as it should, all we have to do is finish our installation by getting our taillight back in, get that tailgate sat back in place, and get some beauty shots because you got to share what you install, and we're done.